This week on Sex, Love, and the Misunderstanding Podcast.
She ended up passing away.
Okay.
And so when I tell you how life can change in a matter of, count 3 weeks.
Yes, sir. From grieving to giving himself permission to live and love again.
You have to be strong enough to acknowledge where you are, not where you want it to be.
Yes, sir.
Because that's a part of that grief process.
We talked to Dr. Chris Green about moving forward after losing his wife of 18 years. Welcome to another episode of S.L.A.M. I'm your host, Dr. Tiy-E. The S.L.A.M. podcast is dedicated to uplifting the black men in the black community. And you'll see me each and every week just interviewing and talking to good brothers all over the country, but more especially right here in Atlanta. Brothers that I feel that I know personally, and brothers that just are good men. We get a bad rap out here in society. We get a bad rap. From our sisters to the Europeans, they come at us. But here, we talk about the real, dealing with sex, love, and the misunderstanding. That's what S.L.A.M. is all about. So today, this brother I got here today, Dr. Chris Kareem Green. This brother right here from the A, AKA the Black James Bond, AKA Mr. Loverman. Yeah, man. No, but to go back to the Black James Bond. This brother is mechanical engineering, has a Ph.D. from Georgia Tech, graduate of Morehouse, distinguished Morehouse gentleman he is. This brother, career-wise, he has a job I can't even describe. He deals with algorithms that dives into like explosiveness, being able to detect explosives, going through security checkpoints and all this stuff. I'm gonna have him explain all this because it's real deep. It's far beyond. But he's a mathematician, a scientist, and we're gonna start right there about who this brother is. A great father, 2 sons, just a pillar in the community, the black community. When I tell you a good brother, just a good brother. And I love this brother, even though I've known him a few years, but when I tell you I love him like I've known him all my life, he's a good brother. I only have 3 bad things to say about him. He's an Aquarius. He's a Falcon fan.
Rise up.
And here's where it goes bad. He has an Android. He's an Android user.
Hey, Android lovers need love too. That's all I can say about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, people, the S.L.A.M. community, please welcome my good brother, Dr. Green.
Peace and love, family. Good to see you, good brother.
Man, my brother. When I tell you I love you, brother, I love you. You're good.
Oh.
Man, you're a good brother. You're a good brother.
Likewise.
I just want you to know before you take this ass whooping,
Okay.
there's 2 things that we got to do, right? To properly induct you into the One Love family,
Okay.
right? First of all, we got to go over to this pull-up bar. You got to hit at least 1 pull-up.
Okay.
Just one.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Just one, because that lets the ladies know that you can carry your own weight.
Okay.
You follow me?
I follow you.
You can carry your own weight. So I'm gonna set the stage for you. You know, because this brother right here now. Do you need an example of how this to be done, or you got it?
Oh, lead by example. Don't give me your words, sir. Ain't that what the sisters say?
All right, don't give me your word.
I need you to show me.
So I'm gonna do wide grip because you want inside grip. Which one you want?
Whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna go here, right? So I'm gonna go down here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pull myself up real slow, just the way she likes it. And then I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna look at One Love, and I'm gonna come back down.
Ooh.
Just one time. Just one time. Carry your weight, brother.
I don't know. I'm a little.
Oh no, brother. You run marathons.
Let's see if a brother can.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. All right.
ATL representative.
Okay.
Has entered the building.
That's test number 1.
That's right. Let's go.
Test number 2. There'll be some indoctrinating of the spirits. Oh. We got to make sure we got the flow right up in here. as soon as I can, I don't have this bottle already open. I don't know. Here we go. So, I've been told that ATL can hang with them when it comes to drinking out here, but me being from the Chi-Town, I'm from, you got to show me. So I'm going to pour you a shot.
All right.
In a Chicago Cubs shot glass, that is.
Well, I will respect the rules of the house.
So, because I'm definitely forcing you to do this, right?
We'll be good. Hey.
All right.
Hennessy been my friend.
Here's the Black Love.
Black Love.
Yes, sir. Whew.
For sure.
Now the party begins.
All right.
All right, good brother. Woo, you passed the test. You official. Welcome to the One Love.
2 for 2.
Yes. 2 for 2.
It might be going down from here, but hey, let's see.
So I want to start off by asking you a question.
Yes, sir.
Look at the balls on this table. You a man that deals with math and science. Of all the balls on the table, which ball best represents you and your ideologies about life?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. And what I would say is, I know some people might say the black ball, 8 ball, because that's the most important to win. But I actually identify most with the white ball.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Yes, sir.
The white ball, you have to go through all these different strategies of knocking the other, whether you colored or whether you have the stripes.
Yes, sir.
To navigate to the end of the game. And that's basically a metaphor for life. The white ball, you actually have control. You make the decisions. You have the strategy.
Yes, sir.
And in the end, in order to win, you still have to take out the black ball, but you have to make sure you don't crash out as well. And so with that being said, we're always looking to, learn from mistakes and lessons, and as well as just making sure that we finish with the outcomes that we want. So I like the white ball. I would rather be an active participant than be the black ball waiting for my change to come.
Go ahead.
It's me.
Go ahead. All right.
Me.
So now question number 2, because we got a lot we got to cover.
Okay.
The 5 P's. My self-proclaimed understanding of what every man wants.
Okay.
There's 5 P's. You have peace, prioritization, prosperity, purpose, and pussy. Of those 5, put those in the order for you, which makes sense. Or say, you know what, this one makes the most sense. This one is what I really need. These are my top 3. However you want to arrange it, but in the way as it relates to relationships with the woman, saying this is what I need from you. What are your needs as it relates to those? And why are you doing that? I'm going to go ahead and break.
Okay, well, go ahead and break, good brother, while I reflect on that.
All right, you reflect. Okay, I'll do that.
I'm decent.
It was decent. Yes, sir.
So first P is purpose.
Okay.
A man without a purpose doesn't have a good understanding of how he wants to navigate in life. And so with a woman, women are not going to be apt to follow a man who's not worthy of leading. So purpose is kind of the foundation for everything. The next P would be prioritization to me.
Okay.
Because from the base of who you are,
yes, sir,
you start to prioritize and make improvements, and you understand your weaknesses, and you learn how to develop yourself. And so wherever you're weak, you prioritize those things. Your strengths, you sharpen them. Right. We're sharpening each other right now.
Yes, sir.
Next P would probably be for me, he said, let's go with peace.
Okay.
You have a certain code, you have certain priorities, but you want to maintain some sort of balance of life. And so anything that jeopardizes that, whether you're acting out of character, acting out of who you are called to be, I believe that you have to keep that up high. You don't allow a woman or other circumstances to kind of disrupt that. So that would be the third P. And then we have the last 2 was
purpose, and pushy.
No, we did purpose first. So
Right. We just as far as the order I gave. Okay.
So it's
Prioritization. Purpose. Peace, and prosperity.
Prosperity is next.
Okay.
And if you get the prosperity and the pussy out of order, it's a problem because a lot of times brothers are trying to chase after a woman that they haven't worked to be able to have. And I think that as far as that's concerned, as you are clear with who you are and your values that you have,
right,
and as you are consistently moving through life, you'll be able to have some measure of success.
Right.
You know, we link up with strong brothers like yourself, iron
Yes,
is
sir.
sharper than iron, and you continue to progressively get more successful. And then the pleasure P will be last, the punani.
Okay.
And if you move the punani too far up, I just think you get out of balance, out of whack. Brothers make a lot of decisions trying to floss. You know, you got social media, I'm an influencer, I'm this, I'm that. But are you living the life that you project, and are you consistent? If you're not, it'll catch up with you.
Nice, okay. Because I even noticed with your social media, you're just Chris Green. You know what I'm saying? There's no Dr. Green. Like, is there a reason why you don't put your title out there?
I do in certain settings. I think for some people, they lead with that. And for some, when they encounter you as doctor, they all automatically have this space and distance. He must think he's this, he must think he's that.
Right.
And I would rather just people get to know me from the interaction, the connection. And at that point, you know, we'll be able to understand the brother has a little wisdom, he has a little something to share. Sometimes when you have all of these other airs, and you know, we're not relatable.
But you don't feel you're already you're already at a disadvantage because you're a Falcon fan?
So the Falcon fan thing has taught me a lot.
Okay.
It's another P that he didn't include, ladies and gentlemen, and that's perseverance. And so, by virtue of the fact that we ain't won nothing,
right?
Anybody who link up with me know I ain't in there. I'm not a front runner. You know what I mean? We gonna go on here with it. We haven't been winners since 2017, but I'm still rocking with the family.
Yes, sir. Okay, I respect that. You
So
came back. I'm gonna get your ass one of these. I'm trying to catch you slipping.
No.
So you spoken a lot about relationships.
Okay.
You spoken about how you put the P's and you did an amazing job with that. Who taught you that? Where's your base? Your mom and dad been married for how many
almost
years?
50 years.
50 years. Your dad is a pastor.
Dad is a pastor.
So you had a proper, we call it a proper upbringing. Him had a good upbringing.
Yes.
But what was your base? How did you learn about where's your relationship values come from?
Well, you know, obviously growing up in a Christian church, my father is a pastor and all of that, and seeing he and my mom and dad interact, that was a big part of that. Just understanding how to treat a woman with respect, and obviously he had some strong opinions about how that should be done. You know? So you got that part.
Yes, sir.
And then of course, you know, like anybody else, you got homeboys down the street,
yes,
you know, that said a different thing about how to deal with women. And, you know,
okay.
we don't get at these.
Okay.
You know, whatever words you want to use to describe that. And so, you know, you learn a little bit from your best friend's older brother said some things. And then I guess the most expensive teacher is just your own experience. And having, you know, not always been able to drive the car and not wreck. And just learning some better practices as far as just how you want to interact with a young lady and just being the person that you portray that you are.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So now we're going to bring this thing home.
Okay.
When I first met you, brother, we met on the skies of you had just lost your wife.
Yeah.
You are a widower, and she was the love of your life.
Yes.
You guys, real life Huxtables people. When I tell you what this brother gave to me and what I've heard from the young lady who referred him to me, and we started talking, that like, man, when you saw these two people, you saw you saw the sun and the moon. Like it was beautiful. And
Absolutely.
Sister Lori,
Yes.
and she went in for, I guess, a routine surgery or.
Yeah, she went in to have a gallbladder removed. We were supposed to go on a trip with our two sons to Jekyll Island or something like that, and she didn't feel well. And she had self-diagnosed, realized that, I think I just need to have my gallbladder removed. One of the most routine surgeries you can get. And so she successfully went through that procedure, and then we got a call maybe the end of the week for a checkup, and they were like, make sure you come in on Tuesday. And they're like, well, what's going on? Is everything okay? He said, there's nothing to say, just make sure you come in on Tuesday. So I ride with her over there, and she goes in by herself. I'm not thinking anything of it. And then she comes back out and says, I want you to come in. And that's when talked to her doctor, and he said that there was evidence of cancer in her gallbladder.
Okay.
Now, obviously, that was scary, and then at that time, he basically said he didn't think that it had spread, but we would need to get further tests.
Yes, sir.
And so, you kind of shaking. Me being an optimistic type person, I said, well, praise God, we caught it early, and that sort of thing. And so, and of course we go home, talk to my mother-in-law. She happened to be there to help out Lori with the surgery. And of course it was some consternation and fear about everything. And so, you fast forward next week, we get set up for tests and all of that. And I remember sitting down with the specialist, and he basically told us, you have this sort of cancer that is rare, and it will spread very quickly. And we need to do some more tests to understand how we need to do the surgical procedure to get rid of it. But chemo won't do anything because of the kind of cancer it is. And we both just lost our breath and just fell out. I was so flat-footed. Both of us crying. Just, you see stuff on movies, and when I see stuff on the movies, I'm like, that shit ain't real.
Right.
That ain't how that feels.
When your soul leaves you.
Yeah. And I was, because again, a lot of it is your expectation. I was of the mindset that we caught it early.
Yes.
And it was quite a more sobering diagnosis in that if you want to get a second opinion, I wouldn't advise you take too long. And so within a week's, that was maybe on a Monday, by that next Monday, she went and had surgery.
Okay.
To have parts of her stomach, that's how much the tumor had
that
grown.
Fast.
We just didn't know. And a lot of times with any cancer in the digestive tract, I mean, it's if you look up the fatality rates, it's kind of
my mom died of
horrible.
Pancreatic cancer, so when it gets in that,
And so had a strong church family praying with us and all of that, and then went into surgery and everything, and what usually takes 5.5 hours took about 9 or 10. So literally take her over at 6:30. They're not done about 7:38. I got pictures and everything.
Yes.
And fast forwarding, she seemed to be okay. That next day she was herself. On that Tuesday, that Wednesday, she was seemed a little spacey. And then from that point, she was basically in a coma.
Okay.
And so following that next Monday, she ended up passing away.
Okay.
And so when I tell you how life can change in a matter of, count 3 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Where you're
living high,
happy,
getting ready to go to Jekyll Island with the boys.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And I think COVID had just started, but we were still kind of low-key going to lake houses and stuff like that.
Okay. Because you guys traveled a lot. Because you've been to,
Yeah.
how many goddamn countries have y'all been to? I mean, you got you. I mean,
did a little something.
No, listen, no. Don't be modest.
We
How
did a
many
little
countries did you and your wife visit?
We probably over 20 countries. Some more memorable trips was to Bali.
Okay.
We took the boys to China, Shanghai. That was great. Different places in the Caribbean.
Yes.
You know, so that was one of the things that, also helped me heal, to be honest with you, because once you become one, you kind of merge your POV and in the grief, I had to kind of go back to a place where I was my own. So the first time I went traveling, I went by myself to Peru as soon as I could get them that dreaded COVID shot. As soon as I could get it.
I don't see no tail, so you
No, we survived. We survived as soon as I could get it.
Right.
So and that was important just for me to be in a foreign place to recalibrate. Chris, Lori is with me, but it's Chris down here, single father, brother, son, executive too, but that stuff doesn't matter. It's, just getting back to who God created you to be and losing somebody like that is, it's the hardest thing I ever gone through. But, there's also, you hear post-traumatic stress and there's post-traumatic growth.
Yes.
And so I think that by experiencing that, I become a much better person, empathy-wise, just being able to communicate and understand what people are going through, more patience, and just more relentless as far as what I want to achieve. So
I what the people really want to know.
Okay.
Did Lori have an Android?
She did. And she had her own black-owned business as well, dear brother. So let's dispel something for you all, you bougie iPhone users. I'm gonna dispel something, and don't get it twisted. This is coming from someone who has Apple stock, who has Google stock. Just to throw that out there. So I do understand. I understand the value proposition. But y'all are being sold a dream. It's a cult. Y'all look down on people. Android is like, if you pro community, you should be pro Android.
Interesting.
Because it's the technology is is open source.
Interesting.
It allows you to tailor stuff exactly how you want it, so you don't have to be like everybody else.
Interesting. Okay.
But you iPhone users, y'all love that stuff. So I ain't mad at you, good brother.
Says the man who have on a Ralph Lauren shirt. I mean, you still be like everybody else.
Well, you got a...
No, they're talking about me. It's about you.
We go to distill out the message and disregard the messages. It's fine with me. It's all good.
But brother, as I told you when I first met you, and your growth to this point, man, it's been phenomenal. I can't imagine what you've been through, but I've seen you stand as a soldier, and that's what hurts me in our community, because black men, we get pushed down so often. We get stumped on. We like, we're no good, and we're not lions. And then when we see lions. You see what I'm saying? We don't embrace them. We don't encourage them to be stronger lions. We're so busy wanting to step on. It's like, but I've seen you, and I've seen you when you, again, seeing you with your boys and just your interaction, being our father, and wanting to fill that void of Lori being gone, and having to get through those different steps. You know what I'm saying? From interaction with the in-laws, and having to understand what they're going through, to understand the community that you guys are a part of, having to deal with that, and understand it's like, wow, even from cleaning out your closet, you know what I'm saying, and say, wow, what do I do? How do I arrange this, to being in a place right now where you've had to get back into the dating world? Because again, I mean, you're a man.
I am a man.
You're a 6'10", 6'2" brother. Yeah. So what size shoe?
13.
6'2", size 13, ladies. So I'm putting out here. And so getting back out there in the dating community.
Yes.
And I understand having gone from the love of your life, because again, I had the love of my life and recently the divorce, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And so
that's
understand,
growth.
Man, yes. And that's why
that's grief.
That man, and people don't understand grief, and you had to learn grief. You had to learning that grief is a process.
It's a process.
People think like, oh, I can just hit a button, hit a switch. No. It's a whole process. It's like you start off in kindergarten, no Head Start, and you got to graduate from college.
Yeah.
There's years that goes into this game. There's several steps that go. So if you ever meet anyone who say they're grieving and they say a month or two later they're better, something ain't right.
They didn't deal with the issues. They didn't deal with the gravity of the grief.
Exactly. I mean, because there's steps. Talk about the steps that you had to go through through your grieving process.
Yeah. So it was rough. I can tell you, like, when she passed away, the same week that I found out that my wife had cancer, I also found out that my father had prostate cancer. And so two of kind of the closest people in my life were in this compromised state, sickness-wise. And so when Lori passed, how storms come in your life. I worked for a technology company, and at the time, we were at a slow point where I wasn't getting paid. So imagine.
Wow.
Losing
Lori
your
passed,
wife.
Dad has cancer, not getting paid by your job, you're raising two boys.
And you're trying to just figure it out by God's grace. And, that process was one that I just tried to be as humble as possible. I was like, Lord, I'm going to mess up if I try to do this on my own. And so, as you mentioned, a good friend had referred me to you, who was also in the field. And we immediately kind of started attacking things as far as the boys, got them into a nonprofit for grief called Kate's Club, and that was helpful. But, my day-to-day, days where you just don't want to get out of the bed. You just, just simple things like hearing a voice, and you just break down and cry and all of that. And so it was a lot. It was learning to forgive yourself for the things you couldn't say to her because she wasn't here. I quickly learned, to be honest, so she did the majority of the cooking. This is one example. And
Can you cook?
I couldn't cook. Can I cook now? Yes, sir. But at the time, I don't think I had, I'll be honest, outside of ramen noodles, I don't think I had ever cooked any pasta up to that point. So your boy was on YouTube. Okay. He was learning, looking at all these folks with these videos, and I said, I'm an engineer. I guess I can follow directions at least.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then, of course, we had the church family and my in-laws and my family. They would come in and help me out too. But the steps through that, it's a trial and error piece because everybody's process is different. I run, I journal.
Marathoner, yes.
I had a gratefulness journal. Because for me, I'll tell you, as a runner, I would say 10 miles worth of running was equivalent to 2 pages of journaling. Okay. As far as the cathartic release. And so it's all about figuring out what works for you and not being afraid to not allowing that shadow of grief to intimidate you from going there. Okay. Because sometimes you're down and you feel some kind of way, but you just got to stand in it for a little while and then figure out your process to get out of that and then step out of it.
In your process, when you're having moments where I got to get, because we talked about this often, what's that one thing that would automatic, was it you get you to a better space? Was it interacting with your boys? Was it a song? Was it a movie? Was it you going running? What was that one thing, because I'm quite sure it was a few things, what was that one powerful thing that you said, you know what, I know I can resort to this this is going to put me in a better space when you're having a high level grieving moment?
Yeah, I think you acknowledge it. For me, I could journal, meditate. Those are my go-tos. And so I would say what I do in general kind of to protect myself from my inner peace is I just have a consistent daily routine.
Okay.
So my morning routine is, you give up, you get up, give thanks. I have some kind of devotional. I meditate. Okay. And believe it or not, I make my bed. Okay. And this is something I never used to do.
Interesting.
Until I make my bed.
So hold on, let me get this straight. This jeans I made, this Android, this Falcon fan, all these professionals.
All these great things, by the way.
but you a slob.
I wouldn't call myself a slob. Not at all, dear brother.
But you don't make your bed.
I focus on the things that are most important, and sometimes I don't pay attention to the details when discarding certain articles.
But you just said with conviction in your heart, I never made my bed. Like that was something that you took pride in.
I was just saying it with my chest. I was sharing my truth, brother. I mean, I ain't saying I'm proud of it. I'm just saying I did it.
Okay. So,
can anybody relate? Right. Do you make your bed? No. I bet you 90% of your folks check in the comments. Do you make your bed? No. I make my bed every day.
So now you make your bed every day.
And
it's part of your therapy.
As a part of my, and so I read so many books about grief, about, how to move forward and all of that. And it's about getting little wins. It's one thing, because sometimes you disconnected, you don't feel like you have anything to offer. I was at a point where I was down, but I never felt like I didn't deserve. I didn't have a lot of guilt about being here. Yes. But you lose sight of who you are with loss. And so in getting that back, part of it is regaining your confidence. Part of it is regaining, like, I'm that dude still, Right. And there was a lot of concern, like, dude, what woman gonna mess with a dude who done lost his wife and all of that? And this is a beautiful sister. I mean, she had it going on and we treated each other well. And kind of your earlier question, coming back into a world now where, social media driven, what you see might be some catfish of a woman. Just all of the different shows and how they magnify negativity in our community, whether it's women saying men ain't nothing and vice versa, trying to navigate through that. And then just like in the grief process, you're evolving, you're growing, and you're starting to become a new person, because that's the other thing. You think you're going to go back to what you were, and it's not possible.
Yeah, and because you started dating Lori so early in life, you had no idea who you were originally, because you had been. How long were you married?
We were married 18 years.
18 years, yeah. So you had no idea who that person was, but in comparison to who he is now as a very grown man. Right. So now having to relearn yourself.
Relearn, recalibrate, realize who am I in this season and how is God directing me to go forward. And who are the people I need to help me navigate in this season of my life.
Yeah, because you have one thing I love about you. One of the many things is you have a huge community. You have when they say it takes a village, you have a village.
I have a village.
I mean, it's amazing. Like you got brothers, you got sisters, you got cats that a church community. You got your biological family, you got your extended family, you got your Morehouse brothers. Yes. You know what I'm saying? You got your traveling buddies. Like you got a whole crew of people, and a lot of people don't have that. So you was able to fall back like this with your arms crossed, with your eyes closed, knowing you was gonna get caught. Because a lot of people don't have that.
A lot of people don't have that, and then I'll still say, there's still those moments when you're alone where, they stop bringing you the free food. Mama done got tired of looking at your boys, and you got to raise them. and the rubber meets the road, and you have to be strong enough to acknowledge where you are, not where you want it to be.
Yes, sir.
Because that's a part of that grief process. You know, I wanted to be like what it was. No, and you keep going back. You keep going back. But no, you have to own, we are here now, and this is a test that
Right.
God has put in front of us, and either I'm going to choose to live or I'm going to die slowly. Just conceding that I want that life I thought I was going to have versus the life I can choose to live.
So you had a wife who was, you guys are both Aquarius, which is very interesting.
Great people. Great people, by the way. Phenomenal, salt of the earth people. We gonna tell you the truth, ain't that right, Doc?
Yes, I concur. Yes.
Straight, no chase.
Yeah, yes. Ooh, I won't even get started on that. But you came from a wife who openly communicated. You guys had this beautiful dialogue. So now you're back in the dating world where people are like this. They're closed.
Yeah.
Remember, 20-some years, 18 years married, 20-some years you've been with Lori. So now you're in a place where I don't know you.
Right.
Now you got to start with like, well, my name is Chris Green. You know what I'm saying? You got to start from the bottom because remember, you shared everything with this woman.
Yeah.
Now the new one comes in, it's like, I won't know everything about you. Like, baby, no, that's so, because you have limited knowledge here. So now
Right.
you're here.
Right.
What's been the biggest obstacle with the new dating scene? What's the biggest obstacle? As a successful black man who really don't need for anything.
Stop talking about my business like that, man.
I mean, outside of a woman. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, when I say need for anything, let me explain myself.
Okay.
You know how to take care of yourself.
I do.
You know what I'm saying? You don't need a woman to cook for you. You know how to cook. You know how to clean outside
Yes,
of your
sir.
bed. You just
Yes,
learn how to make your bed, okay? And you maintain yourself.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? You was the one who encouraged me to start going to get massages.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Self-care is...
Right. You get your facials, you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
man, come on now. I don't want nobody to think I'm on the other part of the...
No. Because you encouraged me to start.
Yeah, self-care is important.
You encouraged me to start doing it. You was like, brother, you so much into the holistic. How you not get massage? Massage is therapy for the soul.
That's right. That's right.
Right. So we're both heterosexual men. We identify who we identify with. We love women, period.
We love women.
Right.
We rock with it.
Right.
Yes.
So how's it been transitioning to this other side? So, you know what, let me start dating again. How's this process been for you, dear brother?
I think it's been some steps involved in it. I'll be honest with you. You know, for my own sanctity and being respectful of whomever I was with, it was about 10, 11 months. So I didn't mess with anyone. You know, because I knew I needed that time to heal.
Yes, sir.
And I knew that even early on, although I wasn't fully healed, and I don't know if anybody is fully healed, I knew I wasn't in a space where I needed to try to exchange that energy.
Yes.
If you get where I'm going. And so then after I kind of got to that point, you know, I think you start with the end in mind. You know, I think during that time when I kind of checked out YouTube, Kevin Samuels was pretty hot. You got some of these red pill folks, and you're kind of chuckling at some of the stuff because some of these people have no idea what they're talking about. You know, all these tricks to try to get at women, and I never had a problem with that. I mean,
Pimping.
and say all that. but again, you know, college aspirational Chris Green and Dr. Christopher Green, who made a little money now, is considered successful in certain realms. You know, there is a potential that you could be a target.
Yes, sir.
And so, you know, one of the things I just prayed about was just wisdom and how to operate, you know, because sometimes when people go through grief, they kind of act out too.
Yes.
And, you know, I think I can sex the pain away. And so I was always kind of aware that, you know, okay, I can look at a picture now and I don't break down. So I'm making progress. So I was intentional about working on the grief and just learning about some of the norms. I need an IG page to holler at women, or otherwise I'm weirdo or something like that.
Right.
And so you start kind of pulling in new things. Back in 2000s, all you needed was a website. Now you probably guy my age, need a couple IG, Twitter, Facebook,
yes,
and then just peeping game, just seeing, and then you already have a standard of what you like, the kind of values that the woman had. Someone who had a strong father in her life. And I think that that's a big part, because in a lot of families, if you didn't have that father figure, the appropriate respect for a man may not make its way to the relationship.
Yes.
And that's very hard to kind of counteract, where if I got to convince you that a man in the home is not optional thing, that it's a necessary thing, and now you good by yourself, that kind of thing.
Right.
We're wasting time, and we're talking past each other.
Yes, sir.
No one questions that about the mother, because usually the mother is the one that takes care of the children, comes from the mother. But that father being a protector, and I'm a traditional type of person.
Yes.
I just thought that was very important. So I was intentional about that.
Okay.
The type of women I would date.
So earlier I heard you talk about sex. You put sex 4 and 5, and then you just made the comment about, like, I'm not just trying to sex my way through it. Marvin Gaye had an amazing song.
Okay.
When I get that feeling, I want sexual healing.
Right.
And because this is Sex, Love, and Misunderstanding Podcast, we got to talk about sex.
For sure.
So is sex important when it comes to the healing process? Was that need for companionship, that need for that closeness, that need to say, I'm still a man? What part does that play in the healing process?
I think it absolutely is important. I think we got to distinguish between meaningless sex and sex with a connection.
Yes, sir.
I mean, because depending on how depending on how thoughtful and how careful you are about how you share yourself with someone.
Yes.
Again, for some men, that could be a trap.
Yes. Okay.
And so there was an uneasiness there. I said, but on the flip side, in encountering a good woman, it was good for me from the standpoint that, wow, somebody will accept me.
Okay.
Because there was, to be honest, some insecurity about that early on.
Yes.
That evolves and that changes as you kind of get distance from the grief. But early on, it was like, am I worthy of that love and of another chance? We see stuff in these rom-coms is just true. Like, there's one person for you.
Yes.
And you're gonna find them in this unique situation.
Yes.
And he's just gonna knock on your door or something strange like that, and it's gonna be forever. But that's not how it really works.
So she's not gonna be delivered by Amazon.
No, so I gotta go kill to eat. We
yes,
lions.
Sir.
We gotta go
sir.
hunt.
Yes, sir.
And I would say that the sisters too. I mean, as you work on yourself, be humble enough to share a glance, a smile. I mean, we don't need much, but at the same time, how brothers will get beat down.
Yes.
The last thing we want to do is get shot down by just acknowledging the beauty of a sister. So
it's funny you say that, because there's a I'm gonna call it a cliche, where a woman would say, "I'm different than any other woman you ever meet," but all men are the same.
Oh, hell no.
What are your thoughts about that, brother? As a black man, and you stand on your individualism. Are we all the same? Can we put all men on this pool? Do we all belong right here, or talk to me?
It's a plethora of both penises and right?
But yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's just an oversimplification, and I think it also is a lot of times indicative of where a person is from a maturity standpoint.
Yes.
Because depending on your own growth,
right,
you attract a certain thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so you might blame them. Because guys and women are the same who are transactional. They are hunters. They see the signs of weakness and then they pounce.
Yes.
Both sides, I know there was talk in social media about a certain video vixen that's messing with a young
Yes.
NBA player and
Yes.
all of that and all of that. And so it's just a matter of you being real with yourself. I think that one of the things that's real difficult about social media is distinguishing virtual reality from realness.
Yes.
And, a image that is very well manicured, and then you got the reality.
Yes.
And so I try to represent whatever here as who I really am. And so when I'm dating, I would love to get married again at some point.
Okay.
And so I interact with women that I think are of that ilk. I'm at the point now where I'm not thirsty for sex.
So you're not looking for the bang, 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 ski, ski, ski.
No, I mean,
Okay.
And what I'll say the 6 foot brother that makes the 6 figures that or whatever else that these women want.
Yes. What Kevin Samuels called them, the high
value men.
High value men. Right. Yes.
I mean, for most of them, options for sex are not a problem. What I would say is I'm looking for a woman who can help me become a better man. And a lot of women may not have had the life experience or the self-growth to do that because you don't shortcut that with a BBL. You don't have that kind of growth.
Yes, sir.
Internally. That's something that you've been working on yourself for a while.
And that's where that P, that prosperity comes in.
Right.
She's there to help you prosper.
Yes.
And then she's helped to build you. Now you helping her build as well. Because what about me? That's not what we're talking about right now. You be in a position with that man, you see that I can help uplift him. I need to be his source of power.
Right, right. His safe space.
Yes, his strength. If I come home and because let's understand women, they're very observant. They have this intuition, the gift of God, the intuition.
Yes.
But women observe their man for 2 reasons.
Okay.
One, to plan your rise, and one, to plan your demise whenever she wants to. She studies you, she observes you.
Right.
She wants to know you better than you know yourself. She knows what side of the pants your dick laying at. The men have a favorite side. You know what I'm saying? It's a favorite side. We keep him on one side, primarily, and that woman knows that.
Right.
So having that insight and you having keen insight of how that works because you understand the dynamics of women because you understand yourself. Yes. You've accepted who you are. So now you see her. So when the woman comes in, this goes back to intimacy, and she says, well, because the woman's her go-to, because remember, when women give sex to get attention, men give attention to get sex. So her go-to is to jump your bone. Let me show you how, because I want this attention from you.
Right.
So you're like, hold on. I want that, I enjoy that,
right.
But slow down. Let me get to know you. Because at the end of the day, I want, like you said, I want to be married again someday. I respect and honor the whole concept of marriage.
Right.
And so do I.
Right.
But having that mindset of marriage is a spiritual connection.
Certainly.
You said, do you see me? Do you see Dr. Christopher Kareem Green, or do you just see Dr. Green? You see what I'm saying? Like, do you see Chris Green? Do you understand the different realms that I've walked in life? And the only way a person can ever get to know you, they gotta go to each corner of your life, each corner, and even the side pockets. That's why pool is so amazing, because this is life. You gotta walk this walk with me.
Absolutely. And I have to be comfortable enough with you to share my story and my journey. And I think that
that's that thing called trust.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
just because you put it on me, you can do it doggy style, froggy style, side style. Hang off the chandelier, you get the best head ever. That don't mean I trust you. What they got to do with trust? I trust you in the bedroom, but outside of it, because so many women have been conditioned to think that their value. Remember, we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
The price of pussy is at $100. The price of dick is at $10. Women feel like their pussy is more valuable. The women feel like they're more valuable, especially in our community, than the man.
Right.
That's a whole nother problem. They feel, I'm doing you an honor by being with you. Yeah. Talk to me about that. Like the woman, because you meet women out and about, and they feel like, you should be honored that I'm talking. I had a woman tell me one day, a client said to me, I went out, and this guy tried to talk to me. I didn't have 2 words to say to him. I said, well, what happened, sister? She said, well, he needed to offer to buy me a drink. I said, so if I'm clear.
But you know how this game goes,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
We have certain rules for guys that we trying to filter out, and the dudes we like, there are no rules. And so depending on how you carry yourself.
Say that again. Say that shit again. Say it again, brother.
Women have rules to filter out guys that they don't really like.
Yes.
And then there are no rules for the guys they really like.
Ooh,
You know, so
go ahead.
on social media, you know, you see somebody liking, the dude that's liking the pictures, there's the dude that's responding to the thirst traps. He ain't getting with the woman.
Yeah.
The guy who tapping that is the guy that's not even paying any attention to any of that. And that's part of, unfortunately, that's part of the game. Is like, for women, that attention you talked about is a currency. And so how strategic you are with how you give her attention can give you a certain power as a man.
Right.
And that's and then vice versa, how strategic you are as a woman to not give away sex will give you a certain power over that man. Now, that's good up until the early stages, but once the consummation happens, what's the substance? What are the values? What are the beliefs? What are your core things about you that endear me to you? Are you a safe person? If I confide in you this, am I going to hear about that ish later in an argument?
Go ahead.
Because you're not trustworthy in that point. And then, and what I would say to women is, if I got to go outside and I got to slay dragons, I don't want to have to come in my home and metaphorically have to slay my wife or slay my. It's not a good thing. A man should be able to rest. And so for a lot of guys, that's why respect is so important. And it don't matter about the money. Will Smith has shown that, you know, I won't say the Atlanta person I was thinking about, but I would just say the money doesn't matter. It's about how she sees you as a man. Are you worthy of being followed? Or you just some lame dude, and nah, man, I'm good with it. So
I had a sister years ago, and I know you can relate to this. She said to me, she's like, I really like you. I'm enjoying my time with you, but I don't think it can go any farther. And the reason being because I don't like to date men that's smarter than me. She's like, and now mind you, I got where she was coming from because as God is my witness, men are slow. Oh God, we slow as shit.
We simple.
We so simple.
We're very simple.
I'm a simple, slow. A little bit correct. Simple. We're simple, and we're so simple that women will sometimes take advantage of just how simple we are. Because I see just how simple you are. Because men, remember I said a woman studies you for 2 reasons: your rise and demise. Because she pays attention. Men don't pay attention. No. A woman can walk in with pink hair and a blue sweatsuit on and some heels. And okay, hey, babe, come 5 minutes, go stay gone Thursday, come back with a bikini on. He's like, hey, babe. He don't even know that she's changed clothes. Right. Because we don't pay attention. But those of us who do, we are the anomaly. We're different. So now you come across a woman who says, damn, this man knows me. I can't run this game on him. Right. He's not simple. Right. He gets, matter of fact, he's very intelligent. He's godlike.
Yeah, he can use his words to express his emotions in a way that's not just I'm angry and I'm shutting down.
Emotional intelligence.
He can hold you accountable when you're in your bullshit too.
Woo, go ahead.
You know, I want to. I'm sick of when you're in your bullshit too. You know, because I want a man who's open and honest with me. But a lot of times, if you haven't been held accountable, teach. We start pivoting and making it my fault. That I'm just showing you who you have been to me. Yes. Well, you didn't say it right. No, it's not about if you're emotionally mature enough. Go ahead. I can separate your message from who delivered it, so that I can extract the truth from it and become better. Yes. So So you got to deal with all of that, and for some women who have been able to get over on their looks and the cookie, so to speak. Okay. it can be an awakening when the wall is hit and, you know, the guys who have sense, who can discern between a good woman and just a good looking woman.
Yes.
And they opt for the good woman.
Yes.
It's because they have understood the game and they had to put in the time.
Yes, sir.
And pay attention and know what it takes to build legacy. And I mean, outside of death, if a dude is making a lot of money, usually his demise.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a woman.
Yeah. They say based off studies, 80% of men who are in prison are there because of a woman. I mean, not that she put him in it, but because it's something to do with the inner. Either he was trying to impress her, either he got into a fight, an argument with another guy over the woman. Something to do with the woman. Let me ask you this question because we're getting ready to close it down.
Okay.
Definitely have enjoyed this immensely. As it relates to where you are now moving forward, what are the qualities you're looking for? First of all, do you have a type? Do you have a type of woman?
I think I may have a type. I mean, I think her being spiritual is
Okay.
one thing.
Define spiritual.
Spiritual just
Means she goes to the liquor store, get some spirits, and
have a connection with the creator.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
I'm a Christian,
Okay.
so that would be great. The other thing I would just say is just I can be myself around. I don't have to. You just said that you're intelligent. So one of the things that I hate is having to dumb myself down.
Yes.
You know, and I'm sure sisters feel the same way. So, you know, that we share the same sort of values. Again, I enjoy traveling. I enjoy working out. So these things are important to me. I have 2 sons, so if you don't like children, then
So I want to pivot real fast and come back to that. Because you said earlier about getting to know a woman, the trust. How important is it that you're able to relate your children relate to her? How important is that aspect of getting this new woman come to your life? These are my 2 boys, and there's a connection there or disconnect.
Yeah, I think in general that's a little while in the process. You don't start out.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't start out letting people engage with your most important assets, and so after we kind of gone through a couple of filters, you know, I tend to just want to see how naturally they interact. You know, I don't want to force it one way or another.
Okay.
I think that you can see a lot. In how they feel her energy, and 2, in how comfortable she is with me and my son. So I just think that's something you just have to discern.
Okay. Yeah. That's beautiful because, again, that takes time because, you know, me having a son and it's important that, again, like you said, the energy. Are you related? Are you nurturing? Because children know. Children know way before we do. Because every woman is not a nurturer. And I have a thing that you can't be selfish. And let me tell you what I mean by selfish. For me, as a 50-plus-year-old man, it's important that a woman have children. I want you to have children. You have to have been married. Something that says you understand what it likes to give of yourself to someone else. Because if you come in the game, you never had children. By law of nature, I'm gonna put it out there. You're selfish. You're all about yourself.
I think how you're saying it's hard to hear, but I do think there's a lot of truth in what you're saying as far as experience is concerned.
Yes.
And as far as I would just say for me, the 3 most transformative things that happened to me in my life was being married, being a father, and then losing my wife. And so not having an opportunity to have 2 of those big quantum leap growth experiences, you're a bit limited in your point of view of life. I have friends who don't have children, and you're able to kind of tailor your life around them, your life. And so with children and with having someone else you're responsible for, that forces you to be selfless and to be okay with being accountable even when it's not your fault. And that's something that the later you learn, it's harder to kind of integrate that into your relationship.
Yes, sir. Okay. Rapid fire. We throw some questions out there. Give me your best shot. All right. Favorite place, favorite country, or favorite place to visit?
Ooh. Kenya was very fun
Okay.
to visit. Yeah.
Favorite food to eat?
I could eat Mexican food any day of the week.
Favorite sports team?
Rise up.
Oh, God.
Win or lose, shawty.
Favorite part of the woman's body? That ass.
Boy from the South.
Favorite sexual position?
From the back.
Favorite book?
That's a tough one. What's the one that we shared?
As a Man Thinketh?
As a Man Thinketh was
Yes,
very
sir.
transformative
by
for
James
my
Allen.
journey.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Last one. What's your favorite saying? What's the saying that you live by? What's that mantra that says this identifies with Dr. Christopher Green? What's that mantra that you live by?
Vision without action is a daydream. Action
vision.
without vision is a nightmare. It's an African proverb that I kind of internalized. Vision without action is a daydream.
Yes.
Action without vision is a nightmare.
Beautiful. And mine, you got to eat it before you keep it. No, my brother, my dear brother, Dr. Christopher Green, brother, when I tell you, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Love you. I mean, you are, like I say, the Black James Bond. He's a perfect combination of W.E. Du Bois and Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? This brother can battle with the best of them intellectually, academically, and he's straight street. Oh, this dude, when I tell you A-Town for life, this cat here,
Yeah, for sure.
oh God, if I see it one more time with a Atlanta Falcon hat on, shirt, he even came in with a Atlanta Falcon shirt on. Wanted to put it on? No, absolutely not. Not his house up with my brother. I love you. Thank God for you, man.
Thank God for you too.
Appreciate the boy.
Thank you for having me out,
Man, appreciate you. Good shit. Hey, another episode of S.L.A.M, Sex, Love, and Misunderstanding. Man, where we're here to uplift brothers, in the community, and we just keeping it 100, just having fun talking about life, because there are good black men out here. I'm trying to tell y'all, we out here. I'm out.